Hey, Yazobs here. Welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about some stuff that is happening in HOTS. New season, new leaderboard, new Grandmaster season, I guess, just came up. We have a new patch. The one that was on PTR before now made it to the live server. I'll show you real quick in-game. There's a couple of small things that changed. The intro screen has a new art. Obviously, these new arts are not new; they are like old ones, right? But they get used again. I think that's a very nice touch by Blizzard to actually change them every time there's a new season or a new patch. When you go to collection, we also have a few new items in here. I mean, there are old items as well, but some of them are highlighted. Couple of Orphea things, and honestly the best thing is this one here, the Lorik Janitor skin, minus 84%. So if you haven't bought this one, this is your moment. Not only is the Janitor taking care of the Nexus these days, he also provides us with his own skin. There we go, we got it. And yeah, as I said, new season as well. If you haven't noticed it, 2 weeks ago, or it takes 2 weeks into the new season before Grandmaster board opens. So let's have a look at that real quick. You probably remember the videos that I made on the topic of the bot accounts that have been plaguing the leaderboards. But so far, all of this looks normal. Obviously, Mythic's account is highly questionable, but at least he's not blocking the queue, and it's only one account and not the whole top 20. Grandmaster just opened, so we don't even have enough. Yeah, we don't have any people. We have 38 people right now in Europe. Keep in mind this will change very soon. Let's check America if they even have some. Yep, Leon Black, and they have 5 people right now, but it's because it just opened. It takes, people need 50 wins. It takes a little bit of time, you know. Like we only have 51 wins as well. So yeah, let's have a look at the patch notes though. Most of it is unchanged from the PTR. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So October 14th is when it dropped, which actually was a bit quicker than we anticipated. The patches before, between PTR and live, it took them around about a month. This time it was a little bit faster, but yeah, I guess there is no real timeline behind it. They just push it to live once they are ready. Updated shop and bundles and items, that's what I just showed you guys. For ARAM, they reduced of encountering the mirror matches, like the same hero, from 2% to 0.5. So, and if I'm recalling it correctly, it started at 5% when they put them back into the game mode. Now we are at 0.5%, so it's extremely rare. You could even ask, like, should it really be still there? I don't know. Maybe just give people the opportunity to make the custom game with mirrored matches if they'd like. I don't know, because I think overall people are not very big fans of it in ARAM. They also adjusted the heroes that are playable. A lot of removals, a few new entries, such Nema's in there now. The list is rather small, I think, of heroes that can be in the mirror match. And most of them I would consider like kind of troll matchups, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the right. Maybe this is the right move. Maybe next patch, 0.5% to 0%. Who knows? They lowered it every time. Balance changes actually made it through exactly as in the PTR suggested. Nothing was changed. There is one thing I want to point out though. For the Thrall enjoyers. So, spell shield on level 13, 15 to 70 spell armor. So right now there seems to be a bug in the live version. The first hit... So first of all, I think the tooltip is bugged. It still says 50. But when you skill the talent, you actually have 70 spell armor. When you get hit with the first ability, it's a 70 spell armor. And then the period afterwards, it goes back to 50. So it seems to be inconsistent. I'm pretty sure this is not intended. And I don't know if it gets hotfixed. I mean, I don't think it's too important, but they will probably fix it for next patch. I already reported that to Spazzo, and Spazo confirmed that this is it looks odd. Outside of that, I didn't really run into any bugs that got introduced with this patch, but you know, it's still early days. Like, give people a bit of time to test stuff. We have a few bug fixes that made it in that were not in the PTR. So there was an issue that Hivemind granted the level 7 shield when you skilled it. Yeah, more than intended, I guess. You got more shield from it than you were supposed to. Quite a bit, apparently. So that got fixed. Butcher, yeah. Something with Gal. Like, I don't know how impactful these things were, but the Diablo... Ah, yeah. Basically, if you had multiple Diablos in ARAM, or if you drafted Diablo Abathur and you cloned Diablo, you could do some crazy wrestling moves with a Shadow Charge. Fixed an issue that caused Shadow Charge to attach the target to Diablo if another Diablo is affecting them with Overpower. It looked very funky, and it was definitely not intended, and it seems to be fixed now. No more gymnastics if you have more than one Diablo on the team. So Garrosh body check and his W will no longer ignore the vision limitations. I think that's something they put in. It was this patch, right? Yeah, here. No longer ignores vision limitations. Basically, if you have a point and click ability and you click on a hero and that hero becomes invisible, or I guess walks far enough away, maybe. I think mostly invisible actually is what matters here. Is it will stop the order. Your character will not continuously walk after the invisible hero. There have been a few clips where, like, Nova players, they encountered this and they were like, "Hey, this looks kind of odd." And I agree, it shouldn't be like that. So I guess Garrosh fell through the cracks, so they fixed that as well. Some Fog of War. Vision, and then Peaceful Report. That's a level 20 Palm of Monk. So apparently there was a bug where you would get the cooldown reduction even if you healed them. I'm not sure. You don't really see that talent much. But yeah, I think that's it. Let's see, Reyna. No. Duration indicator for his W. Apparently the Banshee couldn't be hooked, or maybe it got hooked but it didn't move, something like that. Visuals in the Fog of War. This one is the same as Diablo, by the way. Diablo and Rexa were, or Misha, were not able to consume dodge stacks from Genji and Kira. Now they are able to do that again. I had no idea there was something buggy with the arc discharge of Tazadar. But yeah, it's been fixed. And then the most important bug fix, probably everyone, or at least for the Tyrael players, they rejoice. There has been the change to Law and Order again. The talent works. You know, it was completely bugged before. I think it had no impact or something. But now it works again. Or I guess the bonus damage is applied again. I guess it didn't have the bonus damage anymore. People were quite sad about it. So that's the official patch notes, you know, like not too many changes from the PTR, all good. What I want to talk about now is something that is not noted in the patch notes, but something that definitely is happening and did happen the moment the patch went live. So there seems to be, and this is, I think, globally on every server, there seems to be changes to the matchmaking by Blizzard. They seem to be cooking. And how do I explain this? So right now, when you queue up in Storm League, right? And let's say, I think in the old version, during the old matchmaking, I think it was maybe 30 minutes before the search expanded. Let me know in the comments if it was 30 minutes. Maybe it was 1 hour. Honestly, I don't know. I barely ever queued that long, but once the queue expanded, you would get yeah, chances of getting like any kinds of player into your lobby. I think there was still quite some limitations in the old matchmaking though. So for example, as a master player, you wouldn't get a bronze player or something in ranked. But yeah, let's talk about this now, because there's a few screenshots that I want to share. And the new expanded search starts at 5 minutes. And if I understand it correctly, like 7 minutes in or something, you are guaranteed to get a game. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but people have kind of tracked it down. Because there is no official notes on this. But let me show you some screenshots that are rather interesting. So here we have a screenshot from Minimilk, who is duo queuing with Hiraeth. They are both master / GM players. And they got into a Storm League lobby against, I don't even know what these colors are. I think some of them are bronze, some of them are gold or something. And after that game, they showed me the screenshot of rank points. 0 points. So I got 0 points for that, obviously, because it was heavily skewed, right? This is something this would never ever happen before. So clearly Blizzard has changed something. We have another screenshot here from Higao. He's the Mephisto up here. Also a very... this would never happen on the European server. So this is also quite strange. And then the last screenshot is from the NA server, from Pure. He... obviously Master GM, you know, like once Grandmaster's out, he's gonna be in there. And he also got into a 5-man Bronx stack on the other side. They are playing against him. I believe he got 0 points for this. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't double check. So yeah, there's clearly something with the matchmaking. The moment it starts expanding the search, I think that's the important part here. So if you queue up and you stay in there for 5 minutes, you will see that the text will change from normal Storm League search to expanded search. I think once you enter that territory, it looks like anything can happen. Which also results in you will always be able to find games. So let's say you are in a less populated server or not on the European server, because these servers struggle with finding Storm League games, especially on higher MMR. I think they will always be able to find games now. But the match quality is gonna be quick match or unranked. It's gonna be very bad match quality most of the time if they enter the expanded search parameters. You could always cancel, right? Like you queue 5 minutes, you cancel, you queue 5 minutes again. I mean, you might never find a game, but you never found a game before anyways on these servers. That's why most players, like a lot of the higher MMR people, would play on Europe instead, because they would find games. So I haven't encountered this myself. Like I didn't get into these lobbies yet, because I usually always get a game very quickly. I watched Bloodcool's stream, and for example, he went into the expanded search and he still found a normal lobby, like High Master, or like, I don't know, High Diamond and High Master, something like that. So it doesn't always have to be full Fiesta, but it seems very likely to be full Fiesta when it happens. Which, I mean, I think for servers that have a very small player base, it might be good. So you can like force Storm League games. We should maybe talk about, is it correct that the master player should be with the Bronx? Like, should this ever be, like, should they be so far apart? Maybe there should be slightly more restrictions. I don't know, like I don't know, Master, Diamond, and Plat, maybe. Something like that. And then Bronze, Silver, Gold. So you put them like into some brackets. I don't know exactly. Maybe that's too much work. That's why Blizzard didn't do it. But I feel like this might be slightly too extreme. And yeah, I think it's fine that it starts after 5 minutes. And then you could just cancel the queue and start again if you don't want to be part of that. It is strange though, and I don't think it fully works either, because I've seen screenshots where people actually gain points from these games. And you have to keep in mind, if you win a game like this, it counts towards your wins. So even if you get 0 points, it does count towards your wins. Which brings you to the 50 wins that you need for Grandmaster. And maybe we will start to see some accounts that have like an absurd amount of wins. if they keep getting into these lobbies, but they don't gain any points. I don't know. Which brings us to the last topic. How does this impact the bot accounts that we've talked about? And also, is this Blizzard fixing it, or did they just adjust matchmaking overall? Like, I guess it's probably related to the issue at hand that we had with the bot accounts swarming Storm League and blocking the queue, actually, you know? So now you cannot block the queue anymore because you will get a game regardless. And I also think this change will make it harder for the bot accounts to get into their own lobbies where they try to boost certain accounts. But we will have to see. You know, that's like they are not sprinting. They are like a marathon. Their build-up takes like 9 months or something, right? So you let them cook, and then eventually in half a year we talk about this again if it worked or not. But yeah, no official word on any of this. Just observations from the community, people posting screenshots, people streaming their games, getting into lobbies that have been, impossible before. People played like 10,000 Storm League games or more. They never ever had a game like this. But right after the patch dropped, it seemed to be possible. Also very clear, the expanded search starts much earlier than before. As I said, like if someone knows the exact timings on how it was previously, put it into the comments. Maybe I can pin the comment then. And yeah, 5 minutes seems to be the sweet spot. After that, it gets wild. You know, quick match, Storm League, unranked, all the same now. Maybe we are all in the same pool. But yeah, that's my update on what happened with this patch. And I have to, you know, I want to give Blizzard some big credit for the balance changes they made this year. I think they've been pretty much spot on. Surely there's like 1 or 2 heroes that have maybe been forgotten or that should have been buffed. But overall, I think they touched the meta heroes. And yeah, that's a big thumbs up. I really appreciate that they touched the issue with the leaderboards. They removed the accounts, seemingly by hand, actually, on each server. The ones that were very clearly violating the system. They had like 100% win rate and more than 11,000 points. Just real quick, Mythic, right? So this is a human being playing the account. So he gets close to 11k. And as I said, 12.5 is the highest you can get. After that, it caps out. So this is like an absurd number as well. So basically, Bloodcool and Nano, you look at this, they are the leader of the leaderboard. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles with when you give people the opportunity to be edgy within the ranked system. Yeah, and the matchmaking changes. I am torn about it. I think it's really good for servers that are not as populated. So basically any server but Europe. And I guess it's also okay that you can queue up and you don't have to go all the way, right? Like if it starts expanding, you cancel it, you start again. So you, like, if you want to commit and you just say, well, I just want to play a Storm League game, I don't give a fuck if match quality or something, right? I guess you could do that in ARAM or quick match, but let's say you want to have the draft as well. Then yeah, you will get a game like within, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, right? It will eventually just pop and you will get all sorts of ranks. I think this will lead to, at least what I think, it's gonna lead to frustration on both sides. I think the people, you should not be in the same lobby if the gap is so big between skill and points and you know how they view the game. And it is ranked after all, so that people are more invested. There's, you know, there's technically points on the line, even though if you get 0 points if you get into these lobbies. But I think it might lead to a lot of frustration on, like, the Bronx people. They're like, why do I have to play against someone that is Master or Grandmaster even? Like, what is wrong here? And on the other side as well, the GM player that gets into a team that might be filled up with Bronx players now, and I've seen people saying it in my Discord, like, it's basically a coin flip. Sometimes they just go AFK. They don't like that you didn't pick the hero they asked for or something. They just go AFK and then you lose. So I guess my point is, if you get into these kind of lobbies, show your best behavior, everyone. Like try to win. Don't run into towers. Just play the game. You know, as always, play to win. That's what we do. And yeah, let me think, or let me know what you think about these changes. Like, do you think it's good? Do you think it's too strict, maybe, or too loose? I guess it's not. Yeah, it's too loose actually, because everything can get in. Maybe the timer should be slightly longer than 5 minutes. I don't know. Maybe there should be some separations that you cannot get Master and Bronze into the same game. But yeah, let me know what you think. And have you encountered any of these wonderful lobbies yet? And yeah, what do you think about Blizzard? Did they overcook? And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the Nexus again.